Hello and welcome to episode 180 of Pony 411. This is the week of May 21st, 2017. I am Nemesis and joining me is Alca7raz.
Yo.
Yes, we're back to a normal thing after last weekend's Everfree bit. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos and stuff. Like I said, we did something different.
Yeah, we did a little bit different.
So hopefully that kind of made things a little bit easier because we didn't have to set up and record and miss out on stuff just because we were recording or whatever. And then deal with internet of trying to upload a stupid video.
Hotel internet is just horrible.
Yeah, so that's the thing we did differently this time. But, yeah, of course, we're back to normal, including 2 weeks worth of news because we skipped it last weekend. Because we didn't have time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we have 2 weeks worth of news. We have 2 comics to get through because of mailing and, again, convention. We have a little bit of a recap of last weekend just because, you know, good
People
idea.
want to hear it, apparently.
Yeah. And we have the episode Parental Glideance to get through, plus fan content at the end. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to get through.
We do.
So,
we got a lot.
We probably should go ahead and just jump right in with the news. If you want to follow along, go to pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. It's spelled Libsyn. So, let's get started with, of course, convention stuff with, well, Ponyville Ciderfest has opened registration.
Yep.
The adult pony convention.
Cider.
Let the cider flow.
Cider. Yes.
Hearthwarming Con has announced dates, venues, and ticket sales for next year, 2018. That will be February 17th and 18th at the, Schoderschollingengemeenschap in Haarlem, the Netherlands. I probably butchered the heck
You
up.
probably did, but I wouldn't be able to do any better.
But yeah, ticket sales are open now and stuff, so if you want to be over there or going to be over there, whatever, go check that out. BronyCon, though, has announced Claire Corlett, so they now have the complete CMC,
Yay.
which like Everfree did last year. I think the first year as well.
Yep.
And My Little Pony will be at BookCon.
BookCon.
Yes, that's a real thing.
Yes.
Not a Twilight Fantasies.
The Twilight would be proud of that.
Yes. But yes, they're going to have a panel about their books and whatnot, and might have upcoming information about future things with the show as well because of those books. And possibly Equestria Girls and the movie particularly. That's next month. One final convention announcement. BabsCon 2018 has announced their dates and early bird registration, and Kelly Sheridan. Anyway, yes, so they are doing March 30th through April 1st, 2018 at the Hyatt Regency in Burlingame, California. So there you go.
That's a new place.
Yep.
It's normally in San Francisco area.
Well, it's Hyatt Regency SFO.
Oh, wait, I think that's the same place. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the...
Yeah, it's just in the southern area or whatnot.
It's one of those weird things where it's like it's part of that city, but it's not part of that city. Shut up.
Yeah, it's all one big city with different names for the areas.
Like SeaTac.
Which isn't actually a city. Or is it?
It is.
They get a city,
it's the city of SeaTac.
They actually got cityhood. I can't remember when they did that.
Anyway, fandom and news and other news as well. Injustice 2 has a pretty blatant pony reference.
To show you how the Twilight sparkles.
Exactly. It's, of course, because Tara Strong and playing Harley, so
yep.
Of course.
Yep.
Blatant. It's like there's no beating around the bush on that. It's blatant.
It is. It's great.
Yeah. Fall of Anterfold is now on version 5.0.
Those are coming out pretty quickly.
Yep. They're iterating very quickly on that one. Good. GoFundMe to help Vrestupper.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it very well either.
Yeah, help him out. His car got stolen at Everfree, unfortunately.
Yeah.
From the hotel parking lot. Someone just took and had a bunch of his stuff in it, and he was moving up here. So, well, there's a fund to help get his stuff, I guess, replace his stuff.
Yeah, a whole bunch of artists are doing charity streams and commissions and stuff like that. And anything over and above what he needs is going to actually go to Jen Blake's fund.
Yeah.
So, or at least part of it will be.
Yeah, right now they're already at $6,545 out of a $3,000 goal.
Yes. Hopefully everything goes well.
Yeah. And Forest Rain is gauging interest in a Brony concert, and there's a survey to get your opinions if you want to check that out.
Yep. No clue of what, if anything, is going to come out of it, but hey, go give your opinions. We know you like giving opinions.
Yes, everyone likes giving their opinions.
Especially in this fandom.
Yes, and especially this podcast.
Yes.
Merchandise news, though. The Game Loft MLP game has gotten a new update. This is the one for Season 6 finale stuff, and unfortunately they changed the icon to something stupid, but whatever. See, opinions.
Opinions.
iMessage now has an official Mlp Sticker Pack.
Yay.
For iPhone users only.
Yeah, because iMessage.
Yes. Unless, I don't know, someone will figure out a way to get around that, but you never know.
Why would you want to?
I don't know. The Twilight and Spike friendship duet set now has stock images released. This is the one where they'll sing to each other because of the song apparently in the movie.
Yes. They'll sing with each other.
Yes. To each other, with each other, whatever. Yeah. The Friendship is Magic Collection Canterlot Castle set also has new stock images. It's a Canterlot Castle with Celestia and the Storm King. It's much like the other Friendship's Magic Collection stuff, so it's hollow. It's nice on one side and hollow on the other side so you can play with it.
Yes.
And the My Magical Princess Twilight Sparkle stock images have appeared. This is the robot Twilight. That's going to be $130, and I'm going to at least look at it.
Look at it.
Although I did notice the stock images are a little different from what they showed at the Toy Fair. So I have no idea if they changed some stuff or it's just packaged weird because it looks not as good.
Yeah, who knows? May have been over their intended release budget, so they may have cut some things for.
I don't know. It's just the face
costs.
looks different. That would just be weird. If they, I don't know.
Might
Anyway,
just be the pictures.
might be that too. Anyway, some all about brushables have an eBay. These are brushables which have images on the side of like I guess.
Oh yeah, like scenes and stuff painted on the side of them. We saw them back at the Toy Fair.
Yeah, exactly. Now some of them have hit eBay, particularly Vinyl and Pinky, I believe.
Yeah.
And two MLP movie books are coming out in August. These are just the two that are the most interesting because the others are mostly for very young kids, which would bore the heck out of most of us. Anyways, one's a replica journal, which is much like the Equestria Girls Tell All or whatever that was. And the other one is something called The Stormy Road to Canterlot Beyond Equestria. And that one's interesting because while Princess Twilight Sparkle is busy with preparations for Equestria's first ever friendship festival, a foreign power is planning its attack. The Storm King has sent his most trusted lieutenant, Tempest Shadow, a unicorn with broken horn, to scout her former home, but Tempest wasn't always eager to do a villain's bidding. Find out how a sweet and kind pony became one of the most feared throughout the land, and get ready for My Little Pony the movie coming to the
So it's a prequel.
Yeah, it's a prequel of sorts about Tempest, which supports my idea theory of Tempest is going to try and change sides.
Yep.
A new Equestria Girls book is up for pre-order. It appears to be a novelization of the specials, which are actively airing right now, which also, by the way, we will not be covering until we get an English audio language version.
Yeah, we know the English subs are out, but we're going to wait for the official English one.
Whenever that is.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon, because it's getting increasingly difficult to avoid spoilers on that.
It is.
I've already seen like 3 things that spoiled something or another. And the Ultimate Guide, All the Fun, Facts, and Magic of My Little Pony has received a cover on Amazon UK. Interesting little cover there. In comic news, the trade paperback of the movie prequel now has a cover as well on Amazon. This is all 4 issues in one. And the August comic solicitations are out. And Friendship's Magic number 57, what happens when Pinkie Pie gets trapped in Discord's dimension, and will she ever want to leave?
XK class end of the world scenario.
It's not really if she's trapped in a different dimension. True. She's trapped over there, she can't really do anything. Threat contained. In Legends of Magic number 5, can the legendary Somnambula, there, I think that's right. Somnambula find a way to remove a curse on the giant snake before it eats an entire village. To do so, Somnambula will have to travel to the last place she will want to look, the belly of the beast.
Belly? Is this Vor?
Oh no. And the movie prequel number 3. A mischievous new character is an expert at getting into trouble and making daring getaways. Learn more about the enigmatic rogue who the pony's fate will depend on.
Is this Capper?
Possibly. Sounds like it's probably Capper.
Sounds like Capper.
It's probably Capper. Equestria Girls news, though. Haha. Longer and less broken synopses for the Equestria Girls specials are out.
Less broken.
Yeah, because remember we had that weird... the Polish one, which was then translated in English very poorly.
Yeah, it was like Google Translate.
Yeah, they're longer, and they don't really add a whole lot, but there's a little bit extra detail, and one of them, I think actually 2 by the time you hear this will be already known for a large chunk of you, but whatever.
Whatevs.
Let's see, yeah. I mean, there's one of the lines pretty much more or less guarantees that I was right about one of them. The dance magic, my prediction is probably right based on that, line. Let's see, mirror magic is more about, okay, so the main 6 are gone in that one. So there's that. So if you want to check out synopses, go ahead. We're not going to redo those because it's mostly the same. Friendship's Magic news, though, and there's a whole bunch of it. Oh boy. A bunch of it. First, Daniel Ingram has shared some pictures of the recording studio of the MLP movie.
Yep.
So if you're interested in that and seeing a whole bunch of cables, check that out.
Cables are great.
Yes.
Especially when they're bundled just right.
That were not bundled just right, though. Australia will be getting the MLP movie on November 2nd, so roughly a month after we do in the US, and I'm not sure about other places of the world, but they have to wait a month.
Probably just because to get through their internet connections.
The MLP Facebook page may have shared a new location from the movie based on the background of a Spike posting they had.
Yeah, it looked like
It looked like a bit of Canterlot, but it looked like something we've never seen
angle.
before.
Yeah.
Might be where that friendship festival is we heard about earlier with that book. And oh boy, here we go. This is the big stuff.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Zap To It gave us synopses for some episodes we already knew about, the titles of, and then dropped 2 new episodes with synopses as well. And apparently the Zap To It is also following the Canadian schedule, including saying that these episodes will air in July. And so this means at this point we have titles and synopses for most of the episodes, except for 3. There are only 3 episodes we have nothing about.
Yeah, we have up through 23 now.
Yes.
So
At this point, we still don't know whether or not the finale will be a 2-parter or what.
Yeah.
That may be different this time because, well, the
premiere was different. So
anyway, the titles and synopses. Campfire Tales.
by the way, spoiler alert.
Yes. Spoilers. Lots of spoilers. Campfire Tales. When their sister's camping trip is ruined by flighters, Applejack, Rarity, and Rainbow Dash tell Sweetie Belle, Apple Bloom, and Scootaloo the stories of their favorite legends. Inspired by the tales, these girls make the most out of the new situation.
So this is like Sleepless in Ponyville Part 2.
Yeah.
That's also flighters. Is this flying spiders?
Well, I guess that's that.
I guess, yeah. Flighters.
Anyway, a health of information. While helping Fluttershy gather supplies, Zecora comes down with this terrible disease called swamp fever. Even though a cure has not been discovered, Fluttershy makes it her mission to heal Zecora no matter what it takes.
Swamp fever.
Also, Zecora's back.
Yeah, Zecora.
Haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember last time we actually saw her. Wow.
I don't know.
Was it like... Did we see her last season?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. Wow, it's been a while. Anyway, moving on. To change a changeling, Starlight, Glimmer, and Trixie try to get Thorax's brother Pharynx to accept the new way by sharing love and transforming so he doesn't undermine Thorax's leadership and that the Hive will ultimately accept him.
So we have confirmation of other changelings that are not exactly following at first.
Yeah, that's nice, but unfortunately it's also wrapped in a shell that it's not going to be pleasant.
Wrapped in a shell?
Yes. But anyway, which way,
carapace?
it's not going to be fun to watch, in my opinion, because of...
Well, yeah, it's Starlight and Trixie.
Yeah, and also I'm kind of cooled down a bit on the changelings as of now because they haven't really done much with them, and they're just not great to look at. I support Pharynx right here because I would not surprise me if his reasoning is you look stupid.
I was only mainly against Thorax's orange horns. That was really just it for me.
Anyway, moving on. It isn't the main thing about you. When Rarity's shampoo is accidentally switched with Zecora's magical remover potion, she does everything she can to fix her devastated mane in time for the upcoming photo shoot. Is Rarity going to be bald?
That's what it sounds like.
That will be fun.
This is the worst possible thing.
That will be a lot of fun, I think.
That, I think, sounds like a lot of fun.
Once upon a Zeppelin, Twilight is torn when she discovers the cruise she and her family are on is a themed vacation experience in which ponies have paid for the privilege of spending time with her, and she must please both her family and the cruise attendees. Twilight and her family
have become the attractions on a cruise.
No, but Twilight and her family, though.
Yes, and her family, but...
What, does it mean her parents? Will they be speaking more than one line?
That'd be kind of cool. We've been getting a lot of parents.
Please? It's like delivers on so much of stuff I want. Also, it's dealing with the whole Twilight's a princess and should be a big, huge celebrity right about now.
Also,
I mean, they kind of touched on it like once before. Other than that, they kind of gloss over it a little bit. So the fact that they're doing it and they're doing it like that, that's interesting of itself. It's like, oh, did they trick her into going on a cruise, not telling her that this cruise is about her?
That's. Did they trick her, or did she just overlook it,
was it one of those? They worded it in such a way it's easily confused, or it's like they gave her, hey, you want tickets? Sure. Wait, you didn't tell me there's a catch.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, what about Shining and Canes? Will they be there? Because I'm just mostly interested in the parent thing, though. Because it's like, I want to see Twilight interacting with her parents, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it would be cool to see.
And also just the whole, hey, they're finally acknowledging that she should be a big deal. She should be. She's royalty. It's like we see in real life. It doesn't matter if they have power or not. Royals kind of get a lot of attention.
From certain people, yes.
So she should be a celebrity. Of course, the main six in general should be celebrities, but...
Yes. The whole gang of them. How many times have they saved Equestria?
Again, they keep glossing over it. And the one time I think they addressed it was... which one? The auction one, or whatever. The swap meet, or whatever that was. Yeah.
At Rainbow Falls.
Yeah, that one. Whatever. I don't remember what it was called, but...
I forgot it, too.
I know, but you probably know that's the last time they really addressed that whole thing. But other than that, it's kind of... Yeah, she's a princess, so what? Well, at least but how others react, not so much with the personality thing. Anyway, here's the two new ones, the completely new ones. Marks and Recreation.
Haha.
Yes, right there. That right there earns points.
Well, just with that title, you set a high bar. Good luck.
Wanting to help as many blank flanks as possible, the CMC start a Cutie Mark day camp, but are surprised when one of the campers doesn't want a Cutie Mark.
Then why are you here? Go home.
Parents made him or her.
Oh. Could be.
Watch them. Don't want a second Starlight. We really don't want a second one. Might want to zap with magic right now, just to be sure. Anyway, so that looks interesting. And Secrets and Pies. When Pinkie Pie thinks she sees Rainbow Dash throw away one of her pies, she suspects the worst, that Rainbow Dash secretly hates her pies. Pinkie Pie attempts to catch Rainbow Dash in her web of lies.
So, this is Party of One. A redo of Party of One.
A little bit.
Even takes the line from Party of One as its title.
Yep.
Secrets and Lies. I'm cautiously optimistic about that one, because it would be kind of cool to see, but also, it could also very easily just be a rehash of an old episode, just as like, why? It was a great episode. Why do you need to rehash it?
I'm hoping they'll go a different direction with it. But yeah, Rainbow Dash hates Pinkie's pie.
Maybe. If it was rhubarb, eeh.
Right. Anyway, so that's all the confirmed stuff. There's also, Daring Done may also have a synopsis, but it's not from the same source, so not sure about it yet.
Yeah.
But it says, Rainbow Dash's favorite author announced her retirement. Dash convinces Pinkie Pie to find out if the book on Daring Do will be closed forever.
Yeah, and that one's not 100% confirmed to be legit yet.
That's 2 Dash and Pinkie episodes. That's weird.
Oh no, your favorite authors might be stopped writing. No.
But first they're going to kill off all your favorite characters.
Not George. Not George R.R. Martin.
So that is the news. We're done with that. We rushed through it a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
To just we get to the important stuff, which was show stuff. Like I said, we still are missing details on 3 episodes, but hopefully we'll get those pretty soon. And then we'll find out for sure whether or not Canna can keep up that airing schedule.
Yes. Watch. All 3 of them are going to get dumped shortly after recording.
So, that's the news, and that means we are now moving on to our discussions. And, well, first off...
One of multiple.
Yes, first off, a little bit about Everfree Northwest, because, well, we did do that last week, but we're going to kind of recap it real fast. One, it was a lot of fun.
It was a
lot of fun. It was, the second time in the Doubletree rather than the Hilton.
Yes.
Anyways, the second year, I think if we did mention in one of the videos, it was very briefly, but this year they didn't do lines. It was weird.
Yeah, except for opening ceremonies.
Yeah, it was the only time there was lines. Other than that, it was just,
They just kept the doors open, said walk in.
Well, there was a line for the vendor hall just because that got pretty crowded. But other than that, it's just like, you just walk in.
Yeah, and you could even stay in. They said, yeah, if you want to go to the panel right after, you just stay in the room. Yeah, you don't have to come out.
That was weird. And it also kind of scuttled a couple plans I had, but
yeah, but I think it worked.
It worked pretty well. I was surprised. You obviously wouldn't work with some bigger conventions or whatever.
Obviously,
but the thing is, I remember this place has bigger rooms in general versus the Hilton, so it helps a lot with that. It just means you can there's no get out of here because.
I don't think we ever saw a panel, even the opening and closing ceremonies, that couldn't hold everyone. There's still open seats.
Although it was, I think we mentioned the 2,600 or so guests, which I think is down from last year.
Yeah, I think it may have dropped a little bit, but not that much, I don't think.
Yeah. So that was interesting. The vendor hall was not as bad for the most part. Sometimes it was pretty bad in the sense of crowding.
Yeah, I didn't get hit too much crowding when I
There
went
was
through
one
there.
point where someone just stopped right in the middle of an intersection, just would not move, and just didn't understand they're right in the middle of everyone's way.
Yeah, that's about classic. That happens.
That's not an Everfree problem. That's a person problem.
That's just what happens when you put people in a room like that.
Yeah.
It's like, go to high school and the freshmen always stop right in front of the main doors.
Oh, it was a fun time where the giant group of people just take up most of the hallway because they're all talking. It's like you're taking up the 90% of the hallway, though, and everyone's having to squeeze by against one wall. But
Anyway.
regardless, yeah, there's a bunch of fun panels to go to. I think my favorite is actually a shipping panel of all things. I was not expecting to do that one. Silver Quill's panel is pretty nice. The one about Mary Sue's. Again, I don't fully agree with him on everything, but
That's gonna happen.
There was, what was it? That Saturday was weird just because there was not a lot either of us were really interested in.
Yeah, it's not like there wasn't a lot to do. There was
just
a lot of
stuff
programming.
we weren't into personally.
Yeah.
So we weren't really checking it out, or just what we were interested in conflicted with something else we were interested in, so we had to make a choice. Or just we got up late.
We always do that. Well, we should get up here so we can make this. Yeah, it doesn't happen.
It never happens. Yeah, it's well organized. I mean, the fact they're able to get away with no lines means that something's going right, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Registration for next year, we already registered for that.
Yep.
So that's nice.
And picking up badges, the same as like last year.
Yeah,
There
just
was
walk
almost
up.
no line for getting your
Just
badge.
walk up.
It was great.
Pretty much.
It was quick enough that I still remember the first few years. I still remember year 0 of Everfree.
Year 1.
I like zero base indexes. Shut up. But yeah, where
So
they
year
had
1?
to push it a day later because the whole thing broke.
Yep. The whole thing broke. But yeah, it's run like a machine anymore.
Yeah.
And they got it down pat. I mean, you see a lot of the same staff faces and stuff, so it makes sense. They kind of know what they're doing now.
Yep. They have a few years under their belt.
Mm-hmm. Even the change of venue didn't really change things up too much. I mean, there were a couple weird things. I mean, someone's car got stolen, but that's not their fault.
Yes, and from what I heard, the local police and the Doubletree staff were all super helpful on getting information for that.
And apparently the floor below us was rented out by someone entirely. Like they did all the rooms so they could have a party down there.
Well, no, I think the room below us, they just had a party down there a couple times. I think it was the Berry Tube people. I'm not certain. I still don't know exactly what Berry Tube is, but they like the party.
Yeah. Other than that, it's just a lot of panels were fun. Most of the rooms are on the second floor with one room down on the lower floor with the vendor hall. It's well organized. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, it's also located pretty well because it's right next to literally
across the street from the airport. Yeah,
and there's a bunch of stuff because it's near an airport. There's a bunch of stuff to go if you want food.
The Denny's.
There's a Denny's. There's a little gas station. There's a 7-Eleven right down the street. There's a Subway. There's a Dave's Barbecue, and there's a really fancy restaurant down the street too. If you want to go
13 coins.
Yeah, 13 coins. It's expensive, but it's worth it.
It's pretty good food.
Also, the hotel is the most awesome cookies ever.
Oh yeah, they give you cookies when you check in.
Mm-hmm. Also, the hotel has a central courtyard which they serve. Serve stuff there too.
Burgers and hot dogs and stuff like that
at lunchtime. So yeah, it's a crazy little fun bit of fun. It's like you see some of the same faces, but that's kind of part of it. It's like
you say, hey,
Everfree you see the T-shirt guy.
Oh yes, the T-shirt guy. I think it's Blue Streak. I think that's his
sign
name.
his T-shirt. You see us, of course. You see a DeLorean every year,
or sometimes two.
This year too. You see, like Full Papers has been a staple of it. Dusty Cat's been a staple of Everfree. You see the stuff from Brony Can.
They're like sister conventions. So
like Leakfish has been there since I think 2013 now,
something like
which
that.
Was 2014, one of the two.
She was helping with the booth this year. She wasn't running her own.
Yeah, she was helping with the booth. She was still there as a vendor. And so on and so forth. You just Snuggle Trumpet, Tease. They've been there for a couple years and they do some good work. Equestria Plush has been there the last few years and just making me cry because I can't drop $400 on a plushie right now.
Someone bought, I think it was Larsis. One of the AV team bought the Dash Equestria Plush.
Yeah, and someone else bought the Sunset. I don't know who did, but
I think it got signed.
Yeah, again.
I think they've put it in the charity auction.
Again?
I can't remember though.
Anyway. Yeah, the autograph room goes well. They have it all set up, vouchers and everything. And
Next year's going to be a mess.
yeah, Ashley Ball's coming next year, so
It's
well,
going
it was
to
a
be
mess
like
with this year with Tabitha. And the first year was a mess with Tara.
yeah, it's going to be like probably going to be close to like Tara again next year with Ashley there.
It's like yeah,
We'll see.
it's like hey, we're capping the line now, and you'll be crying in the corner.
No,
You'll be crying in the corner just watching for that line to be uncapped. So you
I'll
can
just
sprint
camp.
in.
I'll just camp there.
Make a new line. Blackjack.
No, we don't want to bring. We don't want to bring Fallout Equestria into it.
Right. But it's fun. If you're in the Northwest, it's definitely worth going. It's
Yeah.
still pretty cheap. It's still one of the bigger conventions, even with a slightly lower attendance this year. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but
It just happens. Things fluctuate.
yeah. But it was fun.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to next year.
Yeah.
Meeting people again. I got to meet a lot of people and talk to a
Meet
lot of people.
You meet lots of people. It's like finding out someone local who also goes and
Oh yeah,
hey,
yeah. There's
person we know.
a person we know
Hi.
here. Hi, Jesse.
Yep.
But yeah, I also got to meet Mark Harrion, who's musician. I think we featured him. I featured him a couple times
Yep.
here. Also is a former chair of Everfree. Got to
Yeah.
meet and talk to him.
Novel idea.
Yeah,
Got to meet him. He wrote the
one of the fics we featured.
well, he spearheaded the big
Spearhead
compilation,
Sunset
but he's also
Sliders.
he's also written a lot of fics I like, including one I thought about featuring, which is alternate universe Sunset and stuff. But that was a pretty fun one. So
yeah.
yeah, it's just really cool because you get to meet a whole lot of people that you otherwise might not see. And
Oh yeah, and you mentioned Denny's. It was actually kind of cool when we went to Denny's. The cashier was talking to me as she was ringing me up. Mentioned how she really likes that convention because all the congoers and staff are really nice.
yeah,
So that's really cool to hear that.
yeah. So I guess that's a bit of
A short recap. If you want to know more, go check our individual videos.
YouTube videos
Or
are
ask us
or ask us
directly on like Twitter.
We'll tell you how to do later if you haven't already figured it out. But yeah, you can also check those quick videos that are on YouTube and in playlists. It's a fun thing we do every year, so
It's fun. Wish I could do more
we're gonna do it next year.
after we go to TropCon this year.
Yeah, we're going to TrotCon though. You should
Yes.
see us there. You should see us there at TrotCon.
Yes. Come
See
to
us make
TrotCon.
fools of ourselves on panels,
And
particularly him.
I'll try. The crying on stage was meant to be a joke.
Joke. Now it's expected. Now you have to do it.
No,
Bring some onions.
No, half an onion in a bag.
Yep. Start cutting it right there.
No, I'm going to try not to cry. We'll see if I actually succeed.
But yeah, so that was Everfree.
Yes.
But moving on. Yes.
Got a couple of comics.
Yes,
got
comics,
stuff to
particularly
do.
Friendship is Magic number 53, which we should have actually done a couple weeks ago, but miscommunication and mail delivery problems, let's just
Yes.
say that. So it's the wrap up to the big arc, the season 7 tie-in arc thing they're doing. Still James Asmus, Tony Fleeks, and Heather Breckel. So it just kind of wraps up the story. Basically, Twilight talks to the villain and finds out why he's doing things, and the whole he's not actually a villain thing, and that the rest of the main 6 are stuck in these books and having to figure out their ways out and all this stuff. And that's more or less the gist of it. It kind of feels a little like it fizzled out a little bit.
It was a little bit anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Not as bad as some other things.
Yeah, it just kind of felt like it kind of devoted a little too much time to the rest of the main 6 in the books versus finding out more about the villain and stuff. I mean, we find out stuff about his past and a little bit, but we also find out a little bit why he's doing, because he's not even entirely sure anymore because of how this spell has been working. And then he goes, "Oh wait, I'm screwed up. I screwed up, didn't I? I made a huge mistake."
I've made a huge mistake.
But that's the thing. It's just it feels a little anticlimactic. It feels almost unfinished in a sense.
Especially with that very ending.
Well, that was
a
obviously
little different.
intentional. That's intentional, but it just kind of feels like there's something missing. So it feels a little like a bit of a fizzle. It's not terrible.
It isn't.
It's
I mean,
still. It's not. It's just kind of like. It's like it's a little
Well,
disappointing
like
after the.
little bit more.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing after the last 2. It's not bad. It's just Oh, that's a shame. But yeah, I don't think it's. I think based off this, it's not Gogar. Is that his name? Gogar. Yeah, the coat dude
with the bells.
Yeah, I don't think it's him based off this, unless they decided to change it. They changed their minds and didn't tell anyone in the comics, which would not surprise me.
Oops.
But you know what? Overall, this whole 3-issue arc was actually very much worth it. All 3 issues, $12, whatever.
Yeah.
I think in the end that's worth it. Yeah, it ends a little disappointing, but it's not outright bad. It's just like, oh, that's disappointing. But it's not a complete failure.
Yeah.
It's
all right.
It mostly gets it just kind of like, oh darn.
It's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say pick it up just because you got to finish out the arc anyway, and it's a good arc. It's a good arc overall.
It is.
So I recommend it. But moving on to Legends of Magic #2, which is, let's see, Jeremy Whitley, Brenda Hickey, and Heather Beckel. Yep, in which, let's see, Sunburst finds another tome, and Luna is excited because it's one of her favorite historical people. So, of course, Rockhoof. So she insists he reads it to her. So he does. And it turns out, Rockhoof is a hero who decided to join the local guard and stuff to, guard things.
Wow.
As you're wont to do in a guard. But he insists on using a shovel, which makes me think, is this a reference to Shovel Knight?
Possibly. I don't know. Subtle
one.
one.
Makes sense. Anyway, it turns out he makes friends within the guard, and then he starts to neglect his own personal training and starts to get worse at his job. And he screws up, and he has to make up for that. And that's more or less it. He screws up, and he has to make up for it later.
Yep.
It's pretty interesting, actually. I actually kind of like this story. It's not amazing, but I liked it. It's enjoyable.
It was.
It's enjoyable. The thing was, I think the whole moral thing kind of got a little muddy in the end. The moral thing about it's kind of like, wait, it kind of feels like, because his whole thing, it seems like the whole thing is the friends are messing him up. It's like, wait, hold on, this is friendship is magic. Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
But I mean, they kind of almost feels like they went, oh wait, yeah, I forgot, and they had to add in a little bit at the end to kind of address that. I feel so that was like awkwardly handled. I feel, but other than that, it's a fun story. It's just the moral about it was a little awkwardly handled because it's like, oh, whoops. We just went against the whole theme of the show. Oops.
Yeah.
Better change that. Correct that.
They miss... Because you can tell that's not how they intended it.
Yeah, it's not intended, but it's just oops.
Open to misinterpretation.
Yeah. So it's still a lot of fun, I think, for $4. Yeah, it's worth the $4, but...
Yep, and there is, if you know where to look, Pixel Prism has a... Where was it? Pixel Prism or Nand? Yeah, I think it was Pixel Prism has a variant, cover variant.
Yeah, but it's a fun little story, and yeah, it's a nice one. So I'm hoping, based on this, Legends of the Magic will still actually be a fun series. The first two have been good.
Yep. Looking forward to the rest of them
with just minor whoopses. So that's the comic, which means it is now time to talk about Parental Glideance. So as a quick synopsis of the episode. Well, Scootaloo has a report to do, and she's doing it on Rainbow Dash, because she's the most inspirational pony in her life, so she needs to get to Cloudsdale. So she gets to Cloudsdale, and she winds up meeting Rainbow Dash's parents, Bo Hothoof and Windy Whistles. So she meets them, and it turns out they are huge Rainbow Dash fans, and they support her in so many things, and she finds out so much about her early life and whatnot. And then also, she is able to tell them that Dash is part of the Wonderbolts now, because they had no idea. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Yep. So she told them that she's part of the Wonderbolts, and so when doing so, and they go see a Wonderbolt practice, and oh dear, that now Dash is kind of embarrassed. Turns out. So it turns out she didn't want to tell her parents because of how her parents act about this sort of thing. So it kind of is a bit of a thing where parents are constantly going to the Wonderbolt show with like Scootaloo and stuff, and being really overbearing about it. And then Dash finally snaps and they're following her around and stuff, and Dash finally snaps and yells at them, and then that gets them upset, and Scootaloo gets upset, and then Dash goes and has to talk to Scootaloo for a bit, and tells her about some stuff that she didn't tell a whole lot of ponies in the first place about. She went in a flying competition where her parents were embarrassing just because, even though she wasn't winning, they're still cheering super hard for her. So then, anyway, so she realized she messed up, and she goes and organizes a private show for her parents, and then Scootaloo gives her a report and gets a good grade, and that's pretty much it. More or less. I'll have to be honest, this is actually was a lot of fun to watch. I was not expecting this, but this was a fun episode, if anything, just because watching Dash get embarrassed was pretty fun.
All right. So, where do we begin?
What are we gonna do?
I have notes.
This is not gonna be fun for you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wish I could stop him.
Okay, so I do want to do just a say overall before I get into some details here. Overall, I think it was a fairly enjoyable episode. Even though I do have some
Oh boy.
some things, I think overall it was fairly enjoyable. Even though it does sort of rely a little bit, not as much as some other episodes we have, it relies a little bit on some cringe humor, which I'm not a huge fan of in general, but it's fortunately not as heavy as some of our past episodes have. But overall, I mean, it was fairly enjoyable. It did show us Rainbow Dash's parents, which is something we've been sort of wanting to see for a while.
You've been wanting to see.
Yes. Now, it's not who I wanted them to be.
Not Firefly.
It's not Firefly.
Headcanon destroyed.
It does completely wreck that headcanon, but I was prepared for that. That was canon fodder from the beginning. I'm a little sad that it's not the case, but such is life. And what we got, it wasn't, like something stupid that we got instead. So that's fine. I'm sad it's not, but it's fine. I'm fine. Seriously, I'm fine.
Says increasingly nervous man.
Yeah, there's a few things. We'll start out with some of the littler ones before we hit the main points.
He just took over. That's it. I'm just along for the ride now.
I'll start with some little bits here that were kind of amusing or a little so you can keep part of this one. Like it's rather convenient for her to just kind of pop up right at Dash's parents' place.
Hello.
Just
literally
flies off the catapult system right into their
She
house.
basically made a giant slingshot. She pulled a Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, basically onto a ramp, and
somehow it works.
But it was rather convenient to hit right into their property.
Although it's interesting, Bo Hothoof
was mowing the clouds.
I have several questions.
That was a little... But why, though? It was kind of cool seeing the designs of the house and seeing Cloudsdale houses again. It's always interesting how they do their architecture. It's always been kind of a point of fanon. Cloud house architecture. Because we see a lot of these like Coliseum type stuff and big arena areas, and they're very houses. They're very almost Roman or Greek-esque style.
Yeah, Greco-Roman.
Yeah. But we haven't really seen houses that much other than dashes, and yeah, it was kind of neat seeing that. It's kind of interesting. You see, like normal houses with a floor and walls, and then clouds as the roof. All right. That works, I guess. But yeah. Scootaloo was absolutely adorable throughout this entire episode. She was just adorable. Especially in the beginning. Just the high-pitched squeal as she spins in circles.
Something trash.
No. She was adorable. Absolutely adorable. Another interesting bit. Her parents and her.
Yeah.
And this is a question of pony genetics.
Mm-hmm.
She actually looks like her parents.
Yeah.
We don't ever see this. This is like, wait. So how does pony genetics work? Do they look like their parents? Do they not? This is one of those weird cases where they actually...
Twilight kind of looks like her parents to a degree, and so does Shining.
Yeah, but like no one else. We see this like...
Pinky's an aberration. I'm trying to remember Fluttershy's parents now.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember them. I don't remember what they look like. I know one of them had pink... Fluttershy's dad had pink hair, didn't he?
No, he had white hair.
He had white
Except he was blue with white hair. It looked like a big ice cream sundae on his head.
Oh, right, yeah. Was her mom that had pink hair?
I think it was her mom, maybe. Okay. I don't know, but it's interesting. We see it's just very much...
Really looks like her parents. More or less.
More or less. But this was just like... Seriously looks like a combination of their parents, which we haven't seen one quite this, obvious before.
We'll find out with Applejack.
Yes, that'll be interesting. Also, Dash's dad, talking about appearances, this is a bit of an interesting one because we've seen this character before. Maybe. It's now thrown into question.
Yes, that guy.
because we've seen this, it has been tagged as Rainbow Blaze in like the card game, and earlier because we never got a name. And this looks like this should be the same character, and for the most part, they match. The style looks a little bit different. The hair is a little bit shorter. The body style is slightly different, but the colors are all the same, including the eye color. But some things that are different. The cutie mark is different. The cutie mark is different, and no, some people might think, well, they just updated the character, and that's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that they just updated the character design. Although it is interesting that the last Hearthwarming episode we had, Hearthwarming Tale, that character showed up again in the background.
Right.
Without the updated design. So it's like, hey, wait a minute. Now we have another timeline problem.
It's her uncle.
That's what some people are saying, is that's actually not
that fixes everything.
And this is just an uncle.
That fixes everything.
Yeah. Although a lot of people are upset. It's like, this makes the rainbow mains not as special, because it makes that one a little bit weird, because that's always been Rainbow's thing, and now we have this, and if you add in the uncle, and I was like, wait, what the hell's going on here?
Genetics.
Yeah.
Pony genetics.
So yeah, that is a bit odd on those ones, but it is kind of also interesting as well. So one thing that didn't happen that I'm happy didn't happen. Dash's parents said nothing about relationships. They didn't pull that. Oh, have you found someone yet? I'm happy they didn't do that. I'm so happy.
What about that Zephyr boy?
I'm happy that wasn't even brought up. I was a little worried when they got to the training area and Windy Whistles was talking to him and started talking to Soren. I was like, don't do it. And they didn't, so I was happy. I was so happy.
Oh, boy.
So let's move on to some more sadder things, less of the happy tones.
He took over.
Yeah, I knew this was going to happen because I have more to say about it than you, I think. What? I'll break. Do you have anything to add in the meantime? So anything small? Because I think you know what my big thing is.
I don't know, but I'm just going to interrupt with possibly just wreck your whole line of thought with the whole... It's no wonder Dash here is so egotistical. Her ego's the size of Texas, and now we know why.
Actually, I wasn't even going to mention that at all.
It's just kind of interesting because her parents told her how great she is at everything she did. No wonder she thinks she's the best at everything.
It does wreck some headcanons there. It definitely wrecks a few headcanons on who she is and her personality.
Oh, well.
Yeah. That's going to happen.
It's interesting.
It's not the way I was expecting it to go. Though, I mean, you could still pull it due to some other things, but you'd have to make some other assumptions.
Right.
It would be a little bit harder to do. But
yeah. I find that interesting. It's just now we know why she has such a huge ego. Because it was enabled by her parents.
Although she started to reject that too. At the same time. So it's weird.
And yet, at the same time,
dichotomy.
It has that bit at the end where she's talking to Scootaloo. She's talking about how awesome and amazing that her parents basically made her to, well, awesome, whatever.
Yeah.
All those support.
Yeah. It's just weird. Two things going on at once. It's weird dichotomy.
She rejected the source of the praise, but she didn't really reject the praise itself.
Yes. Speaking of that whole scene, talking about, when her and Scoots are talking and doing the flashbacks, you notice Derpy.
Yep.
This is a rather sad implications going on here.
Her eyes are getting worse.
Derpy started out number 1 and then slowly fell down in place as her eyes got worse and worse and worse. That is like some seriously dark implications going on there. It's like, oh, geez.
She can't fly in a straight line anymore.
Yeah, it's just like, wow, they did that. Huh.
It's them trying to make a joke and messing it up completely again.
I don't think they messed that up. I don't think there was anything messed up with that.
I mean, I messed up as in it's not really funny because it's the joke they try to make isn't really as funny as they were hoping it would be.
I don't think it was intended to be funny.
It seemed like it was supposed to be funny to me because that's always how they treat her as a joke.
Huh. I didn't get it.
It's one of those times I think I get this feeling it was supposed to be kind of a funny little Easter egg, and now people have read into it a bit, so now it's like not funny.
Yeah, I didn't ever interpret it as trying to be funny. I thought it was just a little side thing that they were putting in there. I don't know. I would have to hear from the animators probably who put that in there, because I don't know if that was actually written in. That probably would have been one of the animators or storyboarders.
Right.
Also, when Scoots and her parents showed up first, and Dash first started talking to Scoots, like, why did you do this?
Yep. Why'd you do this?
Dash made a mention.
Oh.
You should have talked to Twilight or something. That wasn't explained at all. What are you talking about? What are you saying here? Does Twilight know?
Probably.
Why would Twilight know? Why would Twilight know? Have Dash and Twilight been talking about this?
I don't know.
I'd love to know more.
Of course you would.
For a couple reasons. One of them, yes,
Your own
because
brand of
I'm trash.
Your worst trash.
But two, that's also a really interesting story, potential story there. Like, wait, why does Twilight know? Why would Twilight know? So it's like...
Twilight's own private little genealogy project.
Maybe, I don't know. It's just like,
So
this
she
line
found
was
out
put
and Dash
in here.
what are you doing?
That line was put in here, and I want to know why. I really want to know why. You don't just throw lines like that in there at random.
But that's not important to them.
But I want to know why.
What you want is irrelevant.
But yes, that's just like, huh. So, I think it's time for me to hit my big point.
Oh, fun.
Oh, fun. Dash did nothing wrong. Just, I don't think, I think she was, I mean, she probably went a little bit overboard on yelling, but I would have done it too.
She went a lot overboard.
I would be right there with her.
And then you'd also be wrong.
I can see exactly where she's coming from. Her parents are way overboard, way over the top, and it would just grate on me, and I wouldn't want to bring them places either if it was like that. I don't blame Dash. I don't blame her for any of that. It's just, yeah, I don't blame her for doing that. I'd have snapped too.
I'm going to say this. Her parents did go overboard with, they were overly supportive. They're supportive, and then they're supportive.
Yes.
But Dash is also in the wrong because she went overboard. So what I'm saying, they both went overboard, and basically, like parent, like daughter.
Sort of.
They're both very passionate, and what I'm saying is basically Dash went overboard, so she's also in the wrong. Her parents were in the wrong for going crazy like that, but she's also in the wrong for going crazy like that.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, she should never have yelled, but I can understand why she did it. She was pushed to a breaking point. She just had enough, and that's gonna happen to anyone.
Of course, it's also a side effect of her always constantly trying to bottle up her feelings rather than actually, you know, expressing them in a healthy manner.
Yes, that's something I would have liked to have seen a little bit talked about more, but wasn't. But yeah, again, I can see why she did it, and I would have probably done that too. Everyone has a breaking point, and she hit her breaking point. Her parents took her to that point, and she just said, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I completely understand that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I say it's like...
I think that guy did get a little heavy-handed with how wrong Dash was in the end, but...
Yeah, and that's probably my biggest thing, is it seemed to be saying that she should just live with it, that her parents being overbearing is not actually a problem, and you just need to live with it. And it sort of gave the implication of your problem isn't a real problem because other people have worse problems, so you shouldn't complain, which is a horrible, horrible thing to say. It really is, and that's probably my biggest issue with this, is it gives that implication, and it's like, no. So yeah, it's just, also, when she did yell, what the parents' responses was borderline passive aggressive too, which is also a big no.
Yeah.
That was basically passive aggressiveness on the response. Also, seriously, Scootaloo, one yelling and you're done? Seriously? That's all it took?
She's a child.
Which is just like, I thought you had a high bar here. I thought you just like supposed to be your idol, and then one thing went wrong and pff, gone.
She's a
it's
child.
Like, wow.
She's a child. It's
yeah,
pretty
but
simple.
still, holy crap, Scoots. People make mistakes.
It's like The Incredibles.
But yeah, that's my biggest issue, is just, I think it played too much towards Dash made a mistake here and her parents didn't. That it played way too much to that, and that I have some issues with, because it really gives this, I'm assuming unintentional again, implication that just someone else has bigger problems, your problems aren't problems anymore.
Right.
And that's No. No, that's not how it works. Also, Scootaloo, is she an orphan? Seriously?
Maybe.
We don't know. They
went right up to the line. They put them right up to the line where they right up to the line before they actually have to go one way or the other, and they backed off.
Yeah, they came right up there but didn't say it.
So it's either she has neglectful parents or she doesn't have parents.
Yeah, she's either an orphan or her parents are not that great. Not supportive. They might not be bad. They're just not supportive.
Well, they've implied before. Outside, they haven't said before that she has parents that are just plain neglectful. So
yeah,
that's not fun times either.
That's not fun times. I like to see it explored because it could be a very good episode, a very special episode of My Little Pony. But yes, overall, other than that one, probably it's big for me. Other than that bit, the rest of it was really well done. I didn't think there was any real pacing problems either.
No, not really.
It was paced fairly well. It didn't seem rushed or anything like that.
And Apple Bloom, who's also in this episode.
And Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle were also in this episode, yes.
Right.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, big thing. Windy Whistles was played by Sarah Edmondson. And Jason DeLine did Bo Hothoof.
Bo Hothoof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so those are the VAs for the parents.
The parents. Meet the parents.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, Scootaloo's met the parents and... oh, God.
That
was... Yeah, the squealing in the beginning. That was actually annoying. That was not adorable. That was annoying.
It got a little drawn out. But other than that, yeah.
Stop. You made it worse.
You made it worse. Something's going on.
Also, that sandwich. Ew. Ew.
I'd like to try a sandwich like that.
Pasta
and potato salad? Blech. I like potato salad.
Well, it's bleh.
Same with eggs. Have some egg in there. Also, pasta's great.
Pasta's great. Potato salad, no.
Potato salad's great.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Don't at me.
No.
Potato salad is awesome. Don't at me.
Right. Beyond
just
that,
don't stick the half of it in your book.
There was the crazy, again, the trophy room, which is like a little absurd, like saving the diaper because, like, ew.
Yeah, saving the diaper and putting it in the book.
And then trading it to Scootaloo. That's like, no. And then oh, hey, we're going to bronze the apple or whatever.
First tooth apple, yes.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's what I mean by the whole...
Her parents are crazy.
It explains why Dash has such a gigantic ego, because she was always told she's the best. She got awards for everything. No wonder. It's like then she gets the out there and it's like, wait, I don't get an award for doing what? What? Where's my award?
Except she didn't want praise for the little things. That was one of the big things.
Well, later on, but would not surprise me. Earlier in her life, she's like, "Where's my award?" Also, we saw lightning dust.
Yes. And some of the other
during the whole the what was it? I don't remember what they called the fight thing, but
yeah,
when she was a kid. But apparently some class and she was the youngest one there. Which okay, so Spitfire, Soren, and all of them are just a little bit older than Dash. Apparently, not too super. I think that breaks a couple hand cannons right there. Is that they're not that much different in age. So we're talking about like probably a couple years at most. Not.
Yeah, that's not more. Like a generational gap here.
Yeah, the lightning dust, which I saw her and goes, oh hey, lightning dust. I was like, again, it's like if I almost half expect to kind of slightly retcon it, so it's like it's not lightning dust anymore, and put Indigo Zap instead.
Nope, it's lightning dust
because that whole trademark issue they had. So yeah, because Indigo Zap was supposed to be lightning dust.
Nope, they were able to keep lightning.
Yeah, lightning dust, who apparently was really good, and then she wasn't. She was mad about it too.
She's mad.
She was mad when she got second. Also, Spitfire was mad if she lost to Derpy.
Yeah,
Muffins or whatever.
And then she wasn't.
Because she didn't lose to it anymore. Didn't lose.
Right.
Also, there was Hoops and whatever the name, Dumbbell.
Yeah. Who are also in this.
Also, we saw Dash's mom in full 80s style.
80s.
Oh, God.
People really like Dash's mom. People really like Dash's mom.
Dash's mom has got it going on.
Apparently.
Oh no!
I will say the design is great. They did a really good job on the design.
Yeah, they did. But she's not Firefly.
She's not Firefly. I would have preferred Firefly. That would have been amazing.
Well, that means Dash Academy is safe-ish.
Ish. Yeah. Yeah.
Ish. For now.
Ish. There's still that weird, the old Wonderbolt general was Firefly. So
Doesn't mean anything.
you can be named after famous people.
Exactly.
So
watch, there's going to be a whole generation of Twilights and Dashes and Fluttershies in the coming years.
Yep.
It's like, wow, you named your child after me, and now you want me to sign their forehead. That's weird.
This is weird. You're weird.
You're weird. Stop being weird. But yes, this was actually, for me, I actually enjoyed this one a lot more than I thought I would. So this was actually a lot of fun. I think the only thing that was for me was just Scooter was a little annoying at times, and the parents were really overbearing.
They were supposed to be.
Though, kind of, yeah, they're really overbearing, and then the whole, they didn't really address that as well as they could have.
Yeah. That's my biggest thing. And the ending didn't really help either, except it sort of did, and then it didn't.
Scooter got a B.
Well, it's like... We had, after Dash did the special show for them, and that was a bit much, kind of play that. It looked almost like, okay, we're going to, the parents also learned that they were going to tone things down.
No.
And then Scootaloo's scene at the end. Bam, right back to it.
Unless, of course, Dash told her parents, by the way,
Scootaloo
needs a whole bunch of support because her parents suck.
It could be that, too. So it's like...
Either her parents suck or they're not there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. She won't tell me.
Adopt her.
Oh, yeah, it's that whole adopter, they say. Then you can write bad fanfics about it.
Or good fanfics.
Or very cheesy fanfics.
But still good.
Or fanfics that try to be serious and wind up being hilarious unintentionally. But, so it's actually, I was not expecting this episode to be as good as it was. I had a lot of fun with it.
Other than that one,
that's the end
point. Yeah,
I was like, nice to hey, Diamond Tiara, and she's actually smiling and stuff because remember Diamond?
She's reformed now.
Remember Diamond?
Who also appears in this
episode. I
want
to see Diamond Tiara interact with CMC again, guys. Hey, come on, let's go. Oh, and by the way, this was written by Josh Hamilton. Almost forgot to mention that. So anyway, that's that episode, and yes, we are running very long, and that's you're gonna have to deal with it. Sorry,
deal with it.
Moving on now to, fan content. We got 3 songs so he can talk some more.
Yes, that's my job again. Back to me. So, like I said, 3 songs. We'll try and get through this pretty quick. The first one is Blues Blossom, featuring Join the Herd. This is a nice, mellow, almost trancey kind of song with pretty good vocal clips, too. I really like this one.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of mellow for the most part.
It is.
Good use of vocal clips in there, and the strings are pretty nice when they show up.
Yep.
I think they show up about halfway through or something like that. I don't remember.
Something like that.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It's good. Go listen to it. The next one is Luna's Future, remixed by Phonic Boom.
Is a cold night.
This is an energetic but also really dark and heavy D&B remix. I really like it, and I love the distortion that they put on the bass and vocals. It's sometimes too. It really helps with that dark, heavy feel to it instead of just the upbeat D&B standard. It's also got really good use of the build-ups and breakdowns to make it not feel as long as it actually is. It doesn't make it sound overly repetitive.
Right. So it did up the creepiness over the original song a bit.
A bit.
And there's some interesting instrumentation. That's pretty nice. I will say it is a little too long. I think the middle in particular kind of drags a little bit. I don't want to be mean about it, but it feels like it was just a shade too long. There's this middle bit where it just kind of feels like it needs to move along now.
I thought about it, but then I decided I actually liked the length.
I think it needs to be just a bit shorter.
So we disagree. Such is life. So yes, and the last song is Neon Lights, Paris by Night. This is a nice poppy, I think progressive house song. It's just really fun to listen to. If you like prog house and stuff like that, it runs about the same style.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ending is a little bit drawn out, but not too much.
Right. Yeah, it's an overall enjoyable song. I like the actual brief low energy bits of it. There's the bits where the bass kind of drops out for a while, and we're kind of very much more mellow, low energy, and then we go back to the higher energy stuff. So
yeah, the breaks and stuff like that.
Those are pretty nice. I actually like those. I think those are actually my favorite parts of the song, oddly enough. So I guess that's that for the music.
That is the music. Yep.
Yep. Music is done. So fan fiction. A couple things. One, updates. Enchanted Library updated.
Yeah!
Finally. Took it a bit. But it's back. Act 3 continues. Where, let's see, the professor's back. And he may or may not actually believe things he professes he doesn't believe. And Luna's a big deal in this one.
Yes.
She's kind of the central point of this one. Apparently, though, there's something she's not telling them that she really wants to know, because it might be important.
And might be finding that out next chapter. We don't know.
Yes. And also reinforce that maybe this won't be so happy in the end.
Oh no.
I don't like that. I want it to be happy.
If the story needs it to be not happy, then it needs to be not happy.
Oh.
It's what the story needs, not what you want.
No, well, what I want is what the story needs, obviously.
No. No.
Anyway, I also have a featured fanfic called The Attempted Assassinations of Twilight Sparkle by Dubs Rewatcher, in which, well, Twilight survives multiple assassinations from an idiot.
From an idiot.
That's pretty much it.
Maybe not an idiot, though.
No, an idiot. This was actually a lot of fun. I think the only thing really I would say is the setups feels a little unnecessary for it. It kind of feels like weird.
Yeah.
It's like it feels like it adds a little more to the setup. Feels like there's too much extra tacked on. Versus it's like you don't really need to make her the princess of the dusk or whatever. That's the only thing I would say is that feels a little too much for the setup, because otherwise her already being a princess is enough, really.
Yeah, unless they just needed something to tie the other character and her together.
Even that, I think that's really
for possible motive reasons, though they didn't even bring that up.
Yeah, but anyway, it's just funny just because. It's just, Twilight survives multiple assassination attempts, and, there's a couple weird things.
It was funny.
I thought it was funny. It's a good little short fic. It's 3,333 or 34 words.
Yes, not sure where that extra word came from.
It's a fun one, but yeah, just like I said, the only real problem I'd have with it is just the setup's a little much.
Yeah, it's fun.
So I think it's worth the read, and yeah, I did like the little bit at the end too. So that's a thing. So, animation.
Yes.
I got a feature in animation.
Yes.
It's, most of you
been out for a little while now.
It's been out for a while, and most of you have probably seen it. It's Roll Ponies by Omega Zone. So D&D with ponies.
Yep.
Or obulets and ogres. Thing. Or ogres and obulets.
Yeah, ogres and
version obulets. You want to see. They're both valid. Crap. But yeah, it's a little animation. It's the Omega Zone's very distinctive art style.
Yes.
It's fun. It's Twilight, the GM and Dash
DM.
Is either one actually. GM and DM.
Yeah, either one works.
Dash is impatient as usual, and I will warn. There's a bit of language and a bit of swearing and a bit of innuendo in it, on blood.
Yep.
So those are things to watch out for. By the way, it's funny. My favorite line, though, unfortunately, I can't repeat on the podcast.
Yeah. It's funny.
It's a lot. I think it was fun.
Yep.
It's about 7 minutes or so.
Something like that. It feels longer than it is.
Oh,
I will say.
Not a bad way.
Not in a bad way. But yeah.
So if you haven't already, well, check it out. But there's probably a good chance you
Probably
didn't.
already have.
I don't care because I liked it a lot too, and I want to talk about it a little.
Yep.
3 throwing axes. Anyway, so that's it for the fan content, which means we are done.
Finally.
This episode, which is a very long one, and I am not sorry. Oops.
Finally.
Yes,
Jeez.
finally. Yes, now he can stop talking about his Dash nonsense. At least for a while, unfortunately. But anyway, if you liked what you heard and you want to listen to past episodes, which are not quite as long, you can, or future episodes which may or may not be as long, we don't know yet because they haven't happened yet. You can go to pony411.libsyn.com. Again, it's Libsyn. If you want to check out all the episodes, they're all listed. You can go check the archives and all that stuff. You can subscribe via the RSS feed and all that. There's also youtube.com/pony411. If you want to like, comment, and subscribe there, the episodes are all there. Plus our videos like the reviews and our Everfree videos and whatnot are there. Because the videos can't really be on the podcast site, you understand, right?
Right.
Yeah, you can go there. There's also iTunes. Search for Pony411, rate, review, and subscribe there if you want. There's also Google Play. Search for Pony411 on that and subscribe. There's Stitcher.com or the Stitcher iOS or Android apps, and you search for Pony411 on that and subscribe or whatever it is you do on Stitcher. I don't really use it myself. So I'm not entirely certain. There's also Ponyville Live. You can find us there, ponyvillelive.com. That's the YouTube version, but it will update shortly after we upload to YouTube. Sometimes it takes up to an hour, I've noticed, but that's usually when things are a little finicky. There's also Ponyville FM every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I believe that is all our destinations as of right now.
Yes.
Our known destinations.
Our known ones.
If you want to contact us, though, you can do so via email, pony411podcast@gmail.com. Questions, criticisms. What'd you think about the new episode? What'd you think about our talk about the new episode? Do you agree with us on the parents? Do you not agree with us? And do you think Dash is... Oh, did the Dash overreact? Did she not overreact? Tell us. Tell us why. Be nice about it.
Please.
Yes, feedback is nice of any which way. There's also, of course, facebook.com/pony411. Like us there. New episodes also show up there as they go on. Also, again, videos and whatnot as well show up. And again, feedback, you can do it that way. Or there's Twitter. We're at Pony411 for short feedback or jokes or respond to our jokes or whatever. Or we respond to your jokes, whatever. Cool. Or if you task us to do a little quick thing about Everfree, sure, why not?
Sure.
And of course, our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1 and he's at Alca7raz with a 77T and an underscore at the end. More Transformers. I got Tamashi stages, which makes things really nice when you're trying to post stuff and, well, surprise, the figure can't support the pose on its own, because it's like a mid-air pose. But
just make it float. Can't you just levitate things?
Sure, yeah. I'll just use my oh, wait, I don't have that. I'm probably going to be trusted with it either, if I'm going to be honest.
No.
But anyway, that's it for this episode. Tune in next time for Hard to Say Anything. We're going to be talking about that. That's an interesting one, for sure. Even just based off the description, I mean... I think a lot of you already know. Yeah, it's going to be fun to talk about, I think. So anyway, tune in next time. We'll see you then. And until then, though, please, pony responsibly, guys. Goodbye.
See ya.